You eat fruits every day, bananas, grapes, oranges, all the good ones. You avoid junk food, drink enough water, even take your magnesium supplement every morning. But still, night after night, your legs cramp up. 2 a.m. hits and you're wide awake, clutching your calves in pain. You ask yourself, why is this happening? I've done everything right. Here's what no one tells you. Some of the healthiest fruits for younger people can be the worst fruits for seniors over 60, because after 60, your body changes. Sugar affects your blood flow, acid builds up in your joints, and even natural fruit sugars can silently drain the minerals that keep your legs strong. Most seniors have no idea this is happening until one day their legs give out or they're afraid to walk downstairs alone. Today, I'll show you the 7 worst fruits that can trigger leg cramps, weaken circulation, and destroy leg strength. One bite at a time. And number 7 is the most dangerous of all, but it's also the most popular. Stay with me to the end, because once you know the truth, you'll never look at your fruit bowl the same way again. You've always been told that fruit is nature's perfect food, full of vitamins, water, and fiber, and for decades that was true. But after 60, your body stops playing by the old rules. Circulation slows down. The blood vessels in your legs become less responsive. Your muscles start depending more and more on minerals like magnesium and potassium to stay calm and cramp-free. And sadly, many of the fruits that used to nourish your body now work against it. Most seniors don't realize this, but many popular fruits like bananas, grapes, watermelon, and even oranges are packed with natural sugars that spike your blood sugar. Sure, it's natural sugar, but your aging metabolism doesn't care. Every time your glucose jumps, insulin rises too. And that insulin surge tells your kidneys to flush out electrolytes. The result? You lose magnesium and potassium faster than you can replace them, and your legs suffer. This is one of the main reasons why leg cramps after 60 tend to hit in the middle of the night, long after that sweet fruit you thought was healthy. But sugar isn't the only problem. Certain fruits are high in acid, like pineapple, citrus, and green apples. These acids may not seem dangerous, but over time they inflame your joints, irritate tissues, and trigger discomfort in your knees, ankles, and hips, the very places most seniors complain about. Other fruits contain compounds like oxalates, which bind to magnesium and block its absorption, or fructose, especially from grapes and mango, which turns into uric acid, increasing joint pressure, swelling, and nighttime pain. So yes, fruit is still healthy, but not all fruit is senior-friendly. If you're waking up with tight calves, stiff knees, or burning toes, it might not be just age. It might be your fruit bowl. And if you've been taking magnesium supplements faithfully, but still get leg cramps, this could be the reason why they're not working. The good news is, this is fixable. Today I'll show you the exact 7 fruits to avoid. The ones that silently destroy circulation and leg strength in older adults. And more importantly, I'll give you 5 delicious, senior-safe fruits you can eat instead. Ones that protect your muscles, fight inflammation, and help you sleep through the night without waking up at 2 a.m. in pain. It looks harmless. It even looks healthy. That bright golden slice of pineapple sitting proudly on your plate seems like a tropical blessing. And yet for many seniors, it might be quietly destroying the very thing you rely on most, your legs. You may think, but isn't pineapple rich in bromelain? Doesn't it reduce inflammation? Partly true, but dangerously incomplete. Bromelain is a strong enzyme that breaks down protein, and while it's marketed as anti-inflammatory in real bodies, and especially after 60, it can irritate your digestive tract, especially when eaten raw or in large amounts. Seniors with sensitive stomachs or existing inflammation might notice something strange. More bloating, more aches, even more leg discomfort after eating pineapple. Then comes the acid. Pineapple is one of the most acidic fruits you can eat, with a pH as low as 3.2. For seniors, this isn't just about acid reflux. This high acidity disrupts your magnesium and calcium balance, which are both critical for muscle relaxation and nerve function. Without these minerals, your legs tense up. You get cramps, spasms, or that dull, hard to describe pain that seems to come from nowhere. But it's not nowhere. It might be your fruit bowl. What about sugar? That's the third blow. Pineapple is loaded with natural sugars, over 16 grams per cup. For aging bodies already struggling with insulin sensitivity, this creates a quick blood sugar spike followed by a crash. And sugar, as we now know, feeds inflammation. Over time, this leads to weakened circulation in the lower limbs, poor oxygen delivery, and yes, recurring leg pain. If you've been eating pineapple daily, thinking it's healthy, this might explain why your leg cramps at night won't stop, even with supplements. Pineapple isn't evil, but for people over 60, it's not the free pass it once was. Your body is changing. Your digestion, your mineral needs, your inflammation thresholds. What was once refreshing might now be inflaming, and your legs are paying the price. So here's your senior health warning. Eat pineapple sparingly, not daily. If you notice more leg stiffness, cramps, or poor sleep after consuming acidic fruits like pineapple, it's time to rethink your choices. We'll show you better fruit options that relax your legs, not stress them out. Bananas are often seen as the ultimate leg-friendly fruit. They're soft, easy to digest, packed with potassium, and even doctors recommend them for cramps. But once you're over 60, that same banana may quietly be turning into a daily trap. Aging changes how your body handles sugar, even natural sugar. Bananas are loaded with fast-digesting carbs and fructose. Within minutes, they send a surge of sugar into your bloodstream, especially when eaten alone. This causes a sharp insulin spike, which may not sound bad, but for older adults, it sets off a chain reaction. Insulin tells your kidneys to flush out extra sugar, but it also takes precious minerals like magnesium and potassium with it. The result? You're left more depleted than before you ate. That's why so many seniors experience heavy legs, tight calves, or stiffness an hour after breakfast. You feel slower, a little more swollen, and you can't explain why stairs feel steeper or why your ankles ache at night. Bananas also increase fluid retention, especially dangerous if you have heart concerns or take diuretics. That puffiness around your ankles, that sluggish feeling in your knees, it might not be from sitting, it could be from your fruit bowl. Even worse, bananas are often eaten during the most vulnerable time of day, the morning. When your metabolism is slowest and your body's hydration is already low from sleep, that sugar hits harder. You spend the rest of the day playing catch-up, trying to restore what's already been lost. You might be thinking, but I eat bananas for potassium. That's the trap. The potassium you get comes bundled with sugar that flushes it away. It's like filling your tank while the drain plug is still open. And if you're taking magnesium supplements faithfully, but still waking at 2 a.m. with cramps, it's time to ask, what's sabotaging your minerals? Sometimes it's not what you're missing, it's what's blocking absorption. So what can you do? Don't cut bananas entirely, but treat them as an occasional fruit. Limit to 1 to 2 times a week. Always eat them with some fat or protein, like nut butter or Greek yogurt, to slow down the sugar. And avoid eating them first thing in the morning or at night. The fruit that once helped your legs could now be silently weakening them. But with one small change, you can take your power back. They look so innocent, don't they? Small, juicy, easy to snack on. You can eat a handful in seconds without even thinking. That's exactly why grapes are dangerous for seniors, especially if you're struggling with swelling, stiffness, or nighttime pain in your legs. Because hidden inside those little orbs of sweetness is fructose. Fructose is a natural sugar that skips past your bloodstream and goes straight to your liver. And when your liver gets overwhelmed, which happens more easily after 60, it starts turning that sugar into fat and uric acid. That's right, the same uric acid linked to gout, joint inflammation, and burning pain in the knees, ankles, and toes. Most people associate uric acid with red meat or alcohol, but the truth is, grapes can drive up uric acid too, especially when eaten in large amounts or late at night. The result? You wake up with stiff joints, tight calves, or sharp tingling in your legs. What's worse, fructose also contributes to chronic inflammation, silently irritating your blood vessels and shrinking the flow of oxygen to your legs. Over time, that means poorer circulation, weaker steps, and slower recovery from even a short walk. And grapes are dangerously easy to overeat. One handful turns into two, then three. There's no fiber to slow down the sugar, no fat to balance the spike. Just a quick rush of sweetness that hits your liver and starts the damage quietly. Some seniors even say their legs feel heavy after eating grapes, or that they get restless at night without knowing why. It's not your imagination. That subtle pressure in your knees, that dull ache in your hips, that strange warmth in your toes, it could all be from a simple fruit you thought was healthy. If you take magnesium or potassium supplements, grapes could be counteracting their effects, making it harder for your body to absorb and use these minerals properly. So what's the takeaway? You don't have to give up grapes forever, but you must eat them with caution. Stick to 5 to 6 grapes per serving max. Always pair them with protein, like a slice of cheese or some nuts, to blunt the sugar impact. And never eat them close to bedtime, because the fruit that's good for your heart might quietly be hurting your legs. Watermelon seems like the perfect fruit, juicy, refreshing, and full of water. For seniors over 60, it feels like a guilt-free snack that hydrates, cools the body, and satisfies sweet cravings. But the truth is more complicated. Despite its clean image, watermelon can quietly deplete the very minerals your legs need to stay cramp-free and strong. It has an extremely high glycemic load, which means it digests very quickly and causes a sharp spike in blood sugar. That sugar surge prompts an insulin response, and insulin doesn't just regulate sugar, it also signals your kidneys to flush out fluids. In the process, you lose essential electrolytes like magnesium and potassium, often within minutes of eating just a few sweet slices. Unlike more balanced fruits, watermelon contains almost no fiber, fat, or protein to slow down digestion. The sugar hits fast and hard, and because the texture is light and watery, most people eat much more than they realize. One slice becomes 3. Half a bowl disappears before you feel full. But all that sugar and fluid have consequences. Your body starts to feel puffy, your legs heavier, and your circulation less stable, especially if you eat watermelon in the afternoon or after dinner, when hydration is already lower. And that's when the cramps start. 2 a.m., calves clenched, toes curling, ankles throbbing. Even though you thought you were doing something healthy, the real danger is how innocent it feels. Watermelon doesn't seem like a threat, which makes it easier to overconsume. It acts as a natural diuretic, increasing urination, which further drains minerals from your system, especially if you're also taking medications like diuretics or blood pressure pills. Many seniors combine watermelon with a hot day, a light dinner, and no added salt. The perfect recipe for electrolyte depletion overnight. The result? Cramps that return despite supplements, stiffness that doesn't go away, and circulation that slowly declines without explanation. But this doesn't mean you have to eliminate watermelon entirely. You just need to eat it with intention. Stick to 1 small cup per serving. Always pair it with protein or fat, like a handful of almonds or a spoonful of Greek yogurt, to slow the sugar absorption and reduce the insulin spike. And avoid eating it late in the day or as a substitute for proper hydration. Because after 60, your legs don't just need water, they need minerals, balance, and consistency. Even the lightest fruit can cast a heavy shadow when the timing and portions are wrong. Oranges have always been seen as a symbol of health. Bright, juicy, refreshing, and packed with vitamin C. For decades, they've been recommended for immunity, energy, and heart health. But for seniors over 60, oranges and other citrus fruits might not be as innocent as they seem. As your body changes with age, even healthy choices can start to cause harm beneath the surface, especially when it comes to circulation, mineral loss, and leg cramps. The first hidden issue is acid. Citrus fruits are naturally high in citric acid, and while that used to be harmless, aging joints and tissues become more sensitive over time. That daily orange or grapefruit may now contribute to stiffness in your knees or tightness in your calves. Not because of age alone, but because of inflammation in soft tissue triggered by consistent exposure to acid. The second problem is digestion. As we grow older, the body becomes more reactive to citrus. Many seniors experience acid reflux, bloating, or mild gut irritation after eating oranges, but brush it off. What they don't realize is that when digestion is stressed, the body redirects blood away from the limbs to protect the gut. That means less oxygen, fewer nutrients, and reduced circulation in the very muscles most prone to cramping. But the biggest danger hides in the juice. Orange juice is often seen as a healthy morning ritual, but one small glass contains more sugar than some sodas, without any fiber to slow absorption. That sugar spike triggers insulin, which signals your kidneys to flush sugar and fluids, along with magnesium and potassium. So while you think you're supporting your muscles, you may be depleting the minerals they rely on. And if you're drinking OJ with toast or cereal, a classic high-carb breakfast, you're compounding the spike. Add medications like diuretics, statins, or beta blockers that already disrupt mineral balance, and you've got a perfect recipe for 2 a.m. cramps, swollen ankles, or restless legs. It doesn't mean you have to give up oranges entirely. Whole fruits are better than juice. Eat them alongside protein or fat, like almonds or yogurt, to slow down sugar absorption and reduce acid irritation. Avoid them first thing in the morning or before bed, when your body's most vulnerable, because even the healthiest habits can turn against you, and that sweet, bright fruit might quietly be draining your strength. Green apples carry the reputation of being the smart fruit, low in sugar, high in fiber, and refreshingly tart. For decades, they've been the snack of choice for health-conscious eaters. But for seniors over 60, that sour crunch may carry more risk than reward, especially for your legs. What makes green apples distinct is their acid, especially malic acid, which gives them that sharp tang. While this acid isn't harmful in small amounts, regular exposure can take a toll on aging tissues. Joints that already feel stiff or sore may become even more sensitive. That tightness behind your knees, the strange ache after walking stairs, it could be inflammation quietly aggravated by your favorite fruit. Malic acid also interferes with magnesium absorption. That's a problem. Magnesium is one of the most essential minerals for keeping muscles relaxed and nerves calm. So even if you're taking a daily supplement, eating green apples too often may block your body from using it. You're putting the right things in, but not getting the right results. There's more. The skin of green apples, though high in fiber, can irritate a slower digestive system. And when digestion is stressed, blood flow is pulled toward the gut and away from your legs. That means less oxygen, slower recovery, and weaker circulation where you need it most: your calves, ankles, and feet. Even worse, green apples are often eaten alone, as an afternoon snack or bedtime healthy bite. But eating acidic fruit late in the day, when hydration is lower and circulation weaker, creates the perfect storm. Add in medications like statins or diuretics, and your electrolytes take another hit. The next thing you know, it's 2 a.m., and your legs are locking up again, even though you thought you were doing everything right. So what's the fix? You don't have to quit green apples completely, but don't eat them alone. Pair them with healthy fats or protein, like almond butter or a piece of cheese, to buffer the acid and slow the sugar. Avoid them late in the evening or on an empty stomach, because after 60, even the healthiest foods need context. That crisp green apple might seem harmless, but when timing, digestion, and mineral loss collide, it can quietly work against your legs instead of for them. Add in medications like statins or diuretics, and your electrolytes take another hit. The next thing you know, it's 2 a.m., and your legs are locking up again, even though you thought you were doing everything right. So what's the fix? You don't have to quit green apples completely, but don't eat them alone. Pair them with healthy fats or protein, like almond butter or a piece of cheese, to buffer the acid and slow the sugar. Avoid them late in the evening or on an empty stomach, because after 60, even the healthiest foods need context. That crisp green apple might seem harmless, but when timing, digestion, and mineral loss collide, It can quietly work against your legs instead of for them. Mangoes are one of the most beloved fruits, golden, soft, and naturally sweet. They taste like sunshine and often feel like a reward after a long day. Many seniors choose mangoes as a healthy dessert, thinking they're better than cookies or candy. But for adults over 60 dealing with leg cramps, that sweetness can come at a serious cost. Mangoes are one of the highest sugar fruits you can eat, and for aging bodies, that sugar hit can quietly undo your best efforts to stay strong and pain-free. Unlike other fruits, mangoes digest rapidly and flood your bloodstream with fructose, a natural sugar that's especially hard on older livers. As you age, your liver becomes less efficient at processing fructose. Instead of turning it into energy, it begins converting it into fat and uric acid. That acid builds up in your joints, particularly in your knees, ankles, and feet, leading to inflammation, pressure, and nighttime discomfort. You may think it's arthritis or just another bad night, but it could be the mango in your fruit bowl. Even worse, this sugar rush triggers a powerful insulin response. And insulin doesn't just clear sugar, it also tells your kidneys to flush out minerals. That means the more mango you eat, the more magnesium and potassium you may lose. These minerals are essential for preventing cramps and keeping your legs calm during sleep. You could be taking supplements every day and still wake up with burning calves at 2 a.m., not because they're not working, but because they're being flushed out by sugar-driven insulin spikes. Mango also lacks fiber and fat, which means there's nothing to slow that sugar absorption, and most people eat far more than they realize. A cup of mango cubes feels small, but contains as much sugar as a can of soda. If you eat it after dinner, when circulation is already slowing and hydration is low, the impact on your legs becomes even worse. The sugar hits hard, insulin rises, minerals drop, and cramps return. So what's the fix? Don't cut mango out entirely, but treat it with respect. Limit to a small portion and never eat it alone. Always pair with protein or fat, like a few walnuts or Greek yogurt, to buffer the sugar hit. And never eat mango late at night. After 60, sweetness needs strategy, because even the most beautiful fruit can quietly weaken your legs if you're not careful. For seniors dealing with leg cramps after 60, not all fruit is the enemy. In fact, certain fruits can be powerful allies, helping reduce inflammation, restore electrolytes, and support blood flow to your legs. The key is choosing the right ones. Low in sugar, rich in minerals, and gentle on digestion. Below are 5 of the most leg-friendly fruits you can add to your diet, and how they work to keep your calves calm through the night. 1. Berries. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. These tiny fruits pack a massive punch. Berries are low in sugar and high in antioxidants, which fight oxidative stress and reduce inflammation in joints and blood vessels. Their rich color comes from anthocyanins, compounds proven to improve circulation, especially in the legs and lower body. Even better, berries are rich in vitamin C and fiber, helping stabilize blood sugar and digestion. Try a handful with breakfast or blend it into a smoothie with Greek yogurt. 2. Avocado. Avocado isn't sweet, but it's technically a fruit and one of the most powerful for your legs. It's loaded with potassium and magnesium, 2 minerals that directly reduce cramping and support relaxed muscle function. The healthy fats in avocados slow down sugar absorption, protecting against insulin spikes that flush minerals. It also helps keep your joints lubricated and your heart strong. Add slices to your salad or mash with eggs for a mineral-rich breakfast. 3. Cherries, especially tart cherries. Cherries are anti-inflammatory heroes. Tart cherries in particular contain compounds that reduce muscle soreness, support joint recovery, and improve melatonin production, which means better sleep and fewer midnight cramps. They're also low to moderate in sugar compared to tropical fruits. You can eat them fresh, frozen, or drink a small glass of tart cherry juice, no added sugar, in the evening to calm your legs before bed. 4. Papaya. Often overlooked, papaya is a senior-friendly tropical fruit. It's lower in sugar than mango or pineapple, yet packed with vitamin C, potassium in enzymes that aid digestion. Its soft texture is easy on sensitive stomachs, while its anti-inflammatory properties help soothe joint discomfort. A small bowl of ripe papaya in the afternoon can support hydration and reduce tension in your calves and ankles before bedtime. 5. Pears. Pears are a gentle, grounding fruit for older adults. They're high in fiber, support gut health, and have a low glycemic index, which means they won't spike your blood sugar. Unlike citrus or grapes, they're non-acidic and soothing to the digestive tract. Pears also contain copper, which supports healthy blood vessels. Eat them raw, poached, or sliced with nut butter for a satisfying leg-friendly snack. If you've struggled with cramps despite supplements, changing your fruit may be the fix. These 5 fruits don't just nourish, they protect. By adding them to your routine, you can enjoy natural sweetness without sacrificing leg strength or restful sleep. You've just learned which fruits silently weaken your legs. But this is only the beginning, because staying cramp-free after 60 isn't about cutting foods. It's about building the right habits one step at a time. That's why we created this channel, to help you understand what truly works for seniors. From smart nutrition to daily routines, from supplements to stretches, we cover it all, with science, clarity, and compassion. So don't stop here. Click our channel name and explore more videos designed specifically for leg health after 60. If you're not sure where to go next, start with this one. Nighttime Habits That Help Stop Leg Cramps Naturally. A simple, powerful guide to waking up pain-free. And don't forget to subscribe, because you deserve strong legs, deep sleep, and mornings without pain. And we'll walk that journey with you, every step of the way.